So do you think sublimation crafting is too expensive? Well, what if I told you there's a budget-friendly way to get vibrant professional results without the big investment? If you're like me and love crafting personalized gifts, mugs, t-shirts, coasters, you name it, but don't want to spend a fortune on a fancy sublimation printer, you are in luck. There is a simpler and cheaper option. Today, I'm going to show you the right way to turn an Epson EcoTank, which is a really affordable printer, into a sublimation printer. We're going to go step by step, and it's way less than the cost of a dedicated sublimation printer. I love using the Epson EcoTank for sublimation, and I use it almost exclusively at this point. It's so awesome. So I'm going to walk you through everything from unboxing your printer and adding the ink to setup initialization and printing your first design. I will even show you how to keep your printer working great over time, even if you don't use it every day, which is really key. Hello everyone, Jennifer Maker here. It is a beautiful day to give an ordinary desktop printer the ultimate glow up and dive into the colorful world of sublimation printing. Over the years, I've set up tons of printers, tested all kinds of papers, inks, and blanks, and pressed more projects than I can count. I know the pitfalls, figured out the fixes, and worked through every step so you don't have to stress. It might seem intimidating, but I promise you've got this. I'll walk you through every step, and once our printer is up and running, I'll cover some of the most common sublimation printer issues and how to fix them. I've even created a free cheat sheet as a handy troubleshooting guide, so stay tuned to find out how to get your hands on that. Now let me show you just how easy it is to turn an Epson EcoTank into a sublimation printer and keep it working. To get started, you need a brand new Epson EcoTank printer, still in the box, no ink added. I'm using the 2800 series model today, but these instructions should work with any Epson EcoTank. Just make sure your printer is completely unused and has never had ink inside. This makes this process much easier and helps avoid issues down the road. If you don't want to use a wireless connection, you'll need a compatible USB cable to connect your printer to your computer too. It doesn't usually come in the printer box, so you'll need to use one you already have or purchase one separately. You'll need a few sublimation supplies too. Here's what I recommend. Hippo Sublimation ink in autofill bottles, my favorite for this printer. Make sure you get the ink bottles with the right cap and not the ones that come with needles. Do not use the ink that comes with the Epson printer. Mixing ink will prevent your prints from turning out. Another great reason to start with a fresh printer. Sublimation paper, a special paper designed to hold sublimation ink until it can be transferred by heat and absorbed into a surface. Some regular copy paper for print testing. A computer with Windows or Mac, like the one I have here. And my special Subliflower PNG design, which I created specifically for testing sublimation prints and color matching. It's available on this page. Now it's time to get our Epson EcoTank ready for action. Start by unboxing your printer. Open up the box and remove the contents surrounding the printer. Set aside the ink that comes with your printer. Do not use it. We're going to use sublimation ink only. Take the printer out and discard any packaging materials. Remove the pieces of protective tape you find on various flaps and compartments, including the paper tray. It's important to be thorough. Leaving even a small piece of tape in place can interfere with the printer's function. Sometimes the inside of your printer has a surprising amount of internal packaging to secure components during shipping too. So check under the scanner if there is one. Then lift the control panel's faceplate, drop down the inner black panel, and lift the scanner bed so you can check under there too. Gently remove any protective packaging you find inside before proceeding. The hidden spots vary by model, so be thorough. Now locate the power cord. Plug it into the back of the printer. Set up your printer on a stable, flat surface near an electrical outlet. Choose a well-ventilated area, especially if you'll be pressing nearby later on. Your EcoTank should be free of all packaging and tape and placed securely on your crafting surface. Now for the transformation. This is where we actually begin the conversion process. Once you go past this point, your printer is no longer suitable for regular printing unless you do a complete system flush, so be sure you're ready to dedicate it to sublimation from here on out. Yes, converting it does void the warranty on your printer. I think it's worth it for the beautiful projects you can make, but the decision is yours to make. Take out your Hippo Sublimation ink bottles. Make sure you're using the autofill kind. These are designed to work with EcoTank printers and make the filling process almost effortless. They have nozzles that match up exactly with the tank openings, which makes this step cleaner and faster. And don't forget to check the expiration date on your Sublimation ink. It might be printed on the bottle or on the outer box. Using expired ink can cause issues later, so it's best to note it now and keep track. To access the ink compartment, pop open the plastic cover above the tanks. You'll see 4 tanks clearly labeled: black, cyan, magenta, and yellow. Pull back the blue tab on the black ink tank first. Take the black Hippo ink bottle, unscrew the cap, and carefully place the nozzle into the opening of the black tank. It should click into place. Now let gravity do its job. You'll hear a satisfying glug-glug sound and see the ink level rise as it begins to fill the tank. Don't squeeze the bottle. You want a smooth, controlled fill. Once the ink reaches the tank's fill line, remove the bottle and secure the cap. Then replace the tab on the ink tank. Repeat the same process for the cyan, magenta, and yellow tanks. This step is the heart of the conversion, so take your time and be precise. Be sure to use the correct color ink for each tank. Double-check the labels on both the printer and the bottles as you go. When your tanks are full, you're one step closer to sublimation success. Now close the ink compartment securely and store your leftover ink for future refills. Now let's bring this printer to life. If your model allows it, tilt the control panel upward to see the display clearly. Plug the printer into an electrical outlet and then press the power button to begin setup and initialization. When the screen lights up, it will walk you through some initial setup prompts, such as language and location. You can continue the setup process through the app or continue on the screen. The printer will now begin the initialization process. What this means is that it's drawing the ink through the internal tubing system and preparing it for use. This process can take up to 10 minutes, so be patient and resist the urge to unplug or press buttons. You might hear soft humming or clicking. That's completely normal. It's just your printer getting primed for its new sublimation life. During this time, you can take a moment to tidy your workspace or prep your materials for the next step. Make sure you have some sublimation paper handy and ready to load into the paper tray. You can even take a few mindfulness minutes for yourself while the printer works its magic. Breathe in some fresh air, have a spot of tea, or spend a quiet moment alone. Whatever helps get you in the creative mood. You can even look through some sublimation projects for inspiration because you'll be able to make them soon. By letting your printer fully complete this process without interruptions, you ensure a smoother setup and avoid any issues with your first print. Now that the printer is initialized, we want to make sure it's producing clean, clear prints. This step helps identify any issues with ink flow or print alignment before we use our sublimation supplies. Start by adding a few sheets of regular copy paper into your printer's feed tray. Next, follow the prompts on your printer screen to run a nozzle check. The printer will print a test pattern of horizontal lines in each color. Carefully examine the lines. If they appear complete and unbroken, you're good to go. But if you see any gaps or breaks in the pattern, your printer will likely prompt you to run a print head cleaning. Head cleaning helps unclog any ink flow blockages in the nozzles. It's not unusual to need 2 or 3 cleanings, especially with a brand new printer being set up for the first time with sublimation ink. Be patient and give it time. If your printer still shows signs of banding or missing lines after 3 or 4 cleanings, don't panic. Simply let it rest for about 24 hours. Sometimes the ink needs time to settle fully into the print system. After the wait, try another nozzle check. You'll often find that everything clears up beautifully on its own. Once your lines look solid, proceed to the print head alignment step. The printer will print a few different alignment pages. Follow the prompts to choose the clearest pattern on each one. Now that our printer is fully initialized, tuned up, and producing clean lines, it's ready to start printing sublimation designs. Let's connect it to your computer so you can send your beautiful designs to print. Whether you're using a Windows PC or a Mac like me, the process is pretty similar. I'm going to demonstrate the USB connection method here because it tends to be the most reliable, so have your USB cable handy. Start by going to your computer and opening a browser window. Visit the Epson support site at epson.com/support. Type your printer model in the product search bar and click it when it appears in the drop-down box. Make sure you're in the Download section. Then choose your operating system from the drop-down, Windows or Mac, and click Go. Download the Drivers and Utilities Combo Package Installer. After downloading the file, open it and begin the installation process. The program will walk you through each step. When the software prompts you to choose your connection type, select USB. Then connect your cable when prompted. If you prefer to go wireless, you can follow the on-screen instructions for Wi-Fi setup. But keep in mind that USB usually provides a more stable connection. Once the printer is detected and connected, the installation wizard will ask if you want to perform a test print. I always recommend doing this. It's a great way to confirm everything is talking to each other as it should. And that's it. With your printer now recognized by your computer, you're ready to print your first sublimation design. But before we hit print, let's talk about ICC profiles, because you might have heard about them in other sublimation videos or forums. The good news is you don't need an ICC profile to get gorgeous, vibrant results with this printer and ink combo. ICC profiles are just little digital files that help manage how colors are translated from your screen to your print. But with Hippo Sublimation ink and an Epson EcoTank, the colors are already well balanced right out of the box. No extra downloads or installs needed. That's why I'm keeping this tutorial beginner-friendly and skipping the ICC profile steps completely. If you're new to sublimation, don't stress about ICCs. You can absolutely get professional-looking results without them. And if you still need convincing, let me show you how it works with my specially designed Subliflower image, which you can download for free on this page. It's colorful, it includes gradients, black density, text, and even color hex codes, so you get a full spectrum test all in one design. Once you've downloaded the design, open your web browser and head to jennifermaker.com/Google-Docs and click Blank Document to open a new document. Go to the File menu and select Page Setup. Change your margins to 0 and change your paper size to match your sublimation paper size. Go to the Insert menu, select Image, and select Upload from Computer. Locate the Subliflower PNG, probably in your Downloads folder, and click Open. The design fills the page and has white space on all of the edges, so you don't have to worry about anything getting cut off if you trim the print later. Next, go to the File menu and choose Print, and select your sublimation printer under Destination. Before you click Print, click the arrow beside More Settings, and then click Print Using System dialog to access the print settings. These settings are key to a successful sublimation print. Set the paper type to the best matte paper setting, which helps the printer understand you're working with coated paper. Then set the print quality to High or Best. You want those colors as rich as possible. And be sure to check the box for Mirror Image or Flip Horizontally. This is super important for sublimation because the design needs to be flipped when it's pressed onto your material so it shows up correctly. Now let's load a few sheets of our special A-Sub sublimation paper into the printer. The sublimation surface is only on one side, so make sure it's oriented correctly. Typically, the non-printable side will have a watermark, so the clean side goes face up in the rear feed tray. Then click Print and let your printer work its magic. You'll see your Subliflower design come out on the sublimation paper. Keep in mind, it may look slightly dull or off-colored on the paper. That's normal. Sublimation ink transforms and becomes vibrant when heat pressed. Let it dry before handling to avoid smudging, and then your print is ready for sublimation. You did it! You've just completed your very first sublimation print with your converted Epson EcoTank. And just look at how beautifully the Subliflower presses. It's bright, vivid, and true to design, and remember, this is with no ICC profile at all. And now you know how to convert an Epson EcoTank into a sublimation printer. You've just opened up a world of creative possibilities. Whether you're making mugs, shirts, or ornaments, this DIY printer gives you the freedom to create vibrant custom projects from the comfort of your own home. No more ordering prints online and waiting days or even weeks for them to come in. You can finally sublimate on your own schedule. Now that you've done your first print, let's talk about how to keep your new sublimation printer working beautifully. Just like any crafting tool, a little care goes a long way. So if you notice the quality of your prints declining over time, or if random print issues keep popping up unexpectedly, don't panic. Most printing issues can be solved with a little patience or cleaning. If you notice missing lines or faded colors, your first step should be to run a nozzle check from your printer's maintenance menu. If the pattern looks broken, try a print head cleaning. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 cleanings to get a clear print, especially if your printer has been sitting unused for a while. If you suspect there's a clog in your system, check out my How to Unclog a Printer tutorial. It has all the information you need to get your ink flowing smoothly again. And here's another tip. Keep your ink topped up. Don't let the levels drop too low, as that can introduce air into the system and affect your prints. Always store your ink in a cool, dry place and check the expiration dates before using. The most important thing to remember is this: use your printer regularly. Sublimation ink works best when it's flowing consistently, and letting your printer sit idle for weeks can cause clogs and print quality issues. I recommend printing at least once a week, even if it's just a small test sheet. This helps keep the ink flowing and prevents clogs in the print head. And I know that it's easy to forget even simple tasks when we live in such a busy world. So to make it easier to get your weekly print in, I have an amazing auto print service as part of my membership program, Advance with Jennifer Maker. All you need to do is find your EcoTank printer's email address and sign up using the simple auto print service form linked on your membership dashboard. Then keep your printer powered on and supplied with ink and paper. We'll automatically send a helpful print page directly to your printer once a week. You can learn more about AutoPrint at jennifermaker.com/advance. And speaking of Advance, I want to personally invite you to join this special program I've designed to help you grow your crafting skills and confidence. Inside Advance, I share monthly design workshops, exclusive design templates, printable cheat sheets, and even unpublished files from my personal collection. You'll get access to detailed project tutorials, bonus files, and step-by-step guidance that make it easy to bring even the most ambitious ideas to life, whether you're just starting out or you've been crafting for years. Everything is laid out with clear materials lists, illustrated instructions, and personalized tips to help you customize your project. Each workshop includes an extra design session to help you really understand how to make it your own. And all of these resources are perfect for sublimation projects too. We make everything from custom shirts to home decor to holiday gifts and beyond. Our members tell me that these projects boost their confidence and spark fresh creative ideas with their Cricut and sublimation machines. And if you sell your crafts, you'll be happy to know your membership includes a small business license to use my designs commercially. Even better, we have an active and thriving community where we share monthly challenges, show off our creations, and cheer each other on. It's truly one of the kindest, most supportive groups out there, with over 15,000 makers and crafters and growing every day. And the best part? It's super affordable, less than a trip through the drive-thru each month. Look for the special link and coupon code in the video description to join us today. I can't wait to welcome you. If you're still having print issues after cleaning, don't worry. Just try giving your printer a 24-hour rest. Sometimes the ink needs time to fully settle into the system. After the wait, run another nozzle check and try again. In most cases, the issue will resolve itself. And if you have any more questions about converting a sublimation printer or just sublimation in general, be sure to join our Facebook group just for sublimation at jennifermaker.com/sublimation-group. And that's it for today. Until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love.